The following is a production of New Mexico State University.
Oh, hi there. I'm glad you came over. Come on in. We were just about to practice our 4-H demonstration. Would you like to watch? Hey, are you nervous about giving your first demonstration?
Do you know what you're going to do yours on yet?
Well, don't worry. We'll show you how to give a great demonstration. You know, demonstrations are a wonderful way to show people exactly how to do something.
When planning your demonstration, choose a topic you think is fun. Be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is contagious. If you're excited about your topic, the audience will be excited too. Check this out.
Is it because we're afraid of failure? But failure is our teacher. We learn from our mistakes. Let's say you had to give a talk or a presentation, and you didn't do quite so well. But you took your notes home, reviewed them, and saw how you could make it better. A little bit more interesting, how you could present it better. You become a better presenter and become a better leader because you've turned a little failure into huge success.
Now there's something pretty important, your audience. Is your audience young children? Are they adults? Or are you facing a judge? Knowing your audience will help you decide certain things like what sort of visual aids you'll need, the language you use, maybe even the topic itself. If you are demonstrating to young kids, posters with a lot of words on them might not be a great idea since they don't read very well. When you plan your demonstration, you want it to interest a wide variety of people. You might have a variety of people in the audience, or you may give your demonstration to more than one audience.
Yeah, it's got to appeal to different age groups. The easiest and best way is to start with a real attention grabber. You can ask a question.
Ugh, a bug. Can I touch it? How many times have you asked this question? How many times have you almost broken your neck trying to escape from a bug you later learned is completely harmless? Hi, my name is Todd Podzimny. This is my 3rd year in the Mountain Dora 4-H Club.
You can give an interesting fact on your topic.
We are here to tell you about something that's cool but hot. Chili has been grown in New Mexico for at least 4 centuries. However, only in the past 2 decades has chili become an important cash crop for farmers. In 1970, chili acreage increased more than 4-fold, and many producers began to plant chili for the first time. In 1990, more than 28,000 acres of chili were planted in New Mexico.
You can quote someone famous, and comedy is always a good icebreaker.
In fact, there are as many ways to grab their attention as there are topics to demonstrate. Just make sure your audience knows you like your topic, then they will too. Second, let them know exactly what you'll be doing, what the purpose of your demonstration is.
Order in the court. I'm the Honorable Judge Grobing, and I charge you all with abandonment and neglect. That's right. Have you looked at your backyard lately? Are you aware that as a landowner, you're responsible for the conservation of the natural resources of the piece of land that you live on? This is my territory of law, my jurisdiction. Today, I'm going to educate you on the backyard land.
An introduction should be short, exciting, and to the point. If it's done well, it'll keep everyone interested in what is coming next.
Once you have their attention, you're going to need to figure out what to do with it. It can definitely be nerve-wracking to have all those eyes on you. Don't panic. You can do it. Take a deep breath and begin the body of your demonstration.
What's the body? Well, this is when your demonstration really gets going. To keep it going smoothly, you can break it down into steps. Not only will it help keep you organized, it makes things easier for the audience to follow and remember. You may even want to make a poster listing the steps.
Most things you can choose to demonstrate will be easy to divide into steps. Even something as simple as how to tie a shoe can be broken down into steps. In fact, we do just about everything in a specific order. That's what the body of your demonstration needs to show, the specific order used to get something done.
Since it is a demonstration, you should be doing each step as you talk about it. This may even help you with your nerves, since you'll have something to do besides look at everyone looking at you.
As you are doing these steps, you can be giving more details about what you're doing, other information, and safety tips if that's appropriate.
It's a good idea to keep talking while you're doing these steps. If there are long silences during your demonstration, people's attention might wander.
To make sure you have everything you need, you should make a list of your necessary equipment as you plan the demonstration. Then when you practice your demo, you can make changes to that list. You might find you need to add something to that list.
What do we mean by practicing the demo?
The thing is, the more you practice, the better you'll get, and the more confidence you'll have. No matter if you're doing the demonstration in front of your family, your club, a judge, or even in front of the camera.
And also, it'll help you catch mistakes, which are easy to make, like not having everything you need, or feeling awkward when you have to change a poster or a visual aid.
After you've gone through all the steps included in your demonstration, you'll need a conclusion.
A conclusion is what wraps everything up. Think of the conclusion as a Ziploc bag. It goes around everything, holds it all together, it's easy to pick up and remember.
This is how you want your demonstration to be. Held together, easy to pick up or understand, and easy to hang on to or remember.
The best way to conclude your demonstration is to briefly recap what you have just shown them.
Well, now we have met a few creatures of the garden. Some of the good guys are praying mantises, dragonflies, and ladybugs. The bad guys include green June beetle, grasshopper, harlequin beetle, earwig, black swallowtail butterfly larva, Mexican bean beetle, snout bug, and squash beetle. These are just a few of the creatures lurking where your garden grows.
You also want to encourage them in some way to try it for themselves. After all, if you're excited enough about your topic to have done a demonstration about it, you want the audience to be just as excited as you are. To encourage them, you can list reasons why the activity is good for you, helpful, exciting, worthwhile, or just plain fun.
Even after the conclusion, the demonstration's still not quite finished.
Yeah, you need to be ready for the audience to ask questions. In fact, you should ask them if they have any questions.
Are there any questions?
This is a place where knowing what your audience is like can help. Little kids are more likely to ask different questions than adults would, and judges may need more specific information to give you a correct score.
In order to be prepared for questions that people might ask, you should practice your demonstrations in front of family and friends. The questions they ask are likely to be similar to the questions that your final audience may ask.
I was wondering,
How do you know what types of colors and thread to use for the different projects?
Well, depending on your type of canvas that you use, you'll want to use either Persian wool or tapestry wool, and the instructions will call for that. But a lot of times on your printed canvases and on your instructions in your charts and on your kits, it'll call for the kind of number for the colors to use.
It might be hard to think of some possible questions because you already know so much about your topic. Ask for help from others and write down some sample questions and the answers so that you can study before your demonstration.
If the time comes when you don't know the answer to a question that has been asked during your demonstration, you can say that you don't know the answer. It's much better to say you don't know than to give incorrect information or try and make something up. No one will think less of you and will even respect you for admitting you don't know the answer. After all, nobody can be expected to know everything.
How many zippers are in the city of Las Cruces? Yeah, 100,000.
Matter what kind of rope you use to braid them?
I'm not sure. I've always braided with leather or parachute cord, but I guess you can if you want to.
Okay.
There are some extra things you need to think of as you do your demonstration. Practice speaking loud enough and clear enough for people to hear. It's frustrating for people in the audience to have to strain to hear a demonstrator.
If you have a theme you can use in your outfit, it will make your demonstration fit together. Be sure your outfit is appropriate too. You probably don't want to be showing someone how to saddle a horse when you're wearing high heels. Above all, your appearance should be neat and put together.
Also remember to practice with all the materials you'll be using for your demonstration. If you're using tools, utensils, or other appliances that may be dangerous, give your audience tips for using these items carefully, and be sure to follow your own advice.
As you're doing your demonstrations, you'll be amazed at how much you've learned. You'll be given respect for this knowledge, and people will look to you for advice on this topic.
The more you do your demonstrations, the better you'll become at giving them, and you'll have lots of fun. So now that we've told you all about demonstrations, do you think you're ready?
Great. Good luck.
The preceding was a production of New Mexico State University. The views and opinions in this program are those of the author and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of the NMSU Board of Regents.